Well, of course, I haven't seen the film yet, but I asked someone who has seen the series, did they think that the series really was about the relationship between white people and black people in the system of racism and white supremacy. And they said they hadn't thought about that. But I think that that seems to be implied in just my looking at the reviews of the latest film. I mean, in other words, this struggle between people who classify themselves as white and the people of color on the planet, and more specifically the people who have most color, which are the black people. I mean, in other words, when they want to do a cartoon, a destructive cartoon of President Obama, what do? They make him an ape. Make he and his wife, the First Lady, cartooned as apes. So what do we think? In other words, the system has many, many ways of presenting itself, but if you don't understand the system, you won't see it. I've been telling people to look at commercials and look at how many times black people are shown in commercials and portrayed as being overweight. You see, now obesity is considered a major health problem. It's rare, if ever, if you see an obese white person in a commercial. But black people should begin to monitor so that, in other words, they're getting into a sophisticated understanding of racism and white supremacy. Or the black female who is in a commercial for Popeye's chicken or the Popeye's franchise, and she starts talking like an Aunt Jemima. Do you see? And then you have people saying black people should still be slaves, or they were better off when they were slaves. And then you have in 2014 a black female sounding like Aunt Jemima, an enslaved African person. So again, the system is directing attention to go where it wants to people's thinking to go. And let's say, but the people who are the victims of the system, as long as they are completely unaware of what's happening, then they are being done in by the system. It's like when they show overweight black people, and then they will say, well, you know, they want food stamps. Well, they don't look like they need food stamps. They're all overweight. Do you see? Or if they want to foster destruction of a relationship between the black male and the black female, then if you see a black male and a black female in a commercial together, they're like squabbling with each other, or the female is rolling her eyes, or the male is being made to look stupid. Well, compare that to the way that they show even a black male standing next to a white female. You see where they portray the people looking intelligent, but when it's a black male and a black female, that's like, cancel that. Nobody wants to be in that kind of a relationship. So again, this goes back to the most important thing. I say the most important thing that has been said in recent decades is Neely Fuller presenting the fact of a system of racism and white supremacy. His statement, if you don't understand racism and white supremacy, what it is and how it works, everything else that you understand will only confuse you. And then the words of the Attorney General, Eric Holder. Are we a nation of cowards, being unable to talk about racism? So if I could wave a magic wand, by tomorrow morning, black people's intelligence, each individual, the intelligence level would jump 25 points because black people had started, each individual black person had started understanding system of racism, white supremacy. And this is not talking about spend any time and energy hating white people. I mean, the object of this kind of discussion is that the system of racism, white supremacy needs to be replaced with a system of justice where no one is mistreated, no one is allowed to be mistreated, and those who need the most help get the most help. Now that is, to me, what we should be doing. And, everybody should get out a copy of the Constitution of the United States and just read the preamble that talks about the establishment of justice. So you can't have white supremacy and justice at the same time. But the Constitution of the United States talks about the object is to establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, justice and peace, justice and peace.